hot tonight. I can barely see the road from the heat coming on. Reach down between my legs, ease the seat back. She's running, I'm buying, right behind it, real me now. Got the feeling, but I was hearing, busy robbing me, no stopping now.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is the Sports Cave.
Panama! Panama, motherfucker.
It's co-host Robbie, my co-host Zach Roden, Panam fucking Ma, and ladies and gentlemen, let's just get right into it.
Okay. Now, obviously, Robbie, I want to start off and talk about our Leafs, but we can't. Okay? We're going to have to go to the end of the first round here series. So, obviously, if you folks live under a rock, I can't remember where we were the last episode, but you know who's on to the second round. But we'll go through these real quick. Toronto beats Ottawa in 6.
Hold on.
Yep. Uh-oh.
We're going to have to talk about this after we're done talking hockey, but this is breaking news. Shams Charani, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Hunter are all out in Game 2 tonight against Indiana. What a way to start off the sport. Breaking news here.
Jeez.
Garland, who's missed Game 1. Evan Mobley, the Defensive Player of the Year. DeAndre Hunter, their big pickup at the trade deadline. All are out in Game 2. That puts a lot of pressure on Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and company. Not good.
Shit ton of pressure, Robbie. Jesus
Not
Christ.
good. We'll get into that later, but back into the NHL.
So as I was saying, Toronto takes down Ottawa in 6. Robbie, great first round series for the Buds. I guess we'll you want to go through these first round rules real quick, or I guess it's okay. So, you know what, Robbie, I'll say this. I expected Toronto to win in 5.
Yep.
They had a great opportunity to sweep.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, just did not happen. 3 straight overtime games against the Senators team. That is a pesky, feisty team in Ottawa. I will give them credit where credit's due. They didn't have the top-end talent, but they battled with us the entire way. But in the end, the big boys for Toronto stepped up. And by the big boys, I'm not talking about Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. I'm talking about the literal big boys, our defensive squad, Robbie. The defensemen have been on fire, not only defensively for Toronto so far these playoffs, but offensively. I think they have like 9 or 10 goals now scored in the playoffs by defensemen, which is absolutely insane. But Robert, they get the job done. 6 games. What did you like from the Leafs this first round, and what were some things maybe you weren't too big on?
Game 4, they looked completely discombobulated, essentially altogether, and carried into Game 5, so it had you very worrisome. And throughout the series, and even to yesterday, it's like they have long periods of where they're getting absolutely dominated. It's like they're reliable on Stolars and obviously Joseph Wall yesterday, trying to be the best goaltenders that they could possibly be while clearing the puck without getting the icing, and working on the on a breakaway to get their goals. You know, it's not going to work forever, but I mean, when you have William Nylander and Matthews and Tavares, who have all played well so far, and I'll throw Marner, and the core 4 in general has played pretty good. And Paul Bissonnette said it best. It's damn near core 5 with Matthew Nyes the way that
I was just going to say, I think he's been the best player for our team so far this playoffs. I mean, the guy is a fucking bulldog.
Yep.
He scores nasty goals. He drops motherfuckers. He put I think it was Seth Jones. He absolutely walloped him last night. We're going to get into that game 1 after. We're going to go through all of round 1 first.
Morgan Riley has started to look like the old Morgan Riley of old. Edmund Larson, I believe, right?
Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Yep. What a great pickup. I mean, he's
Massive.
been an absolute stud on the defensive side and goaling side. The Stolar's injury is very concerning. We'll see if we get any updates before tomorrow's puck drop. By the way, what a fucking absolute, I'm just going to start off the show with it. What an absolute retarded decision with an 8 o'clock puck drop on Monday to 7 on Wednesday. What are we doing here?
Well, they did that because they had the NHL draft lottery, which we will get into that too before we move on. But not the 8 o'clock start was a little bit tough, and the Stolars one. We'll get into that in a little bit, but that was tough to see last night, Robert.
It's significantly different with Craig Ruby over Sheldon.
Yeah.
Queef would have just been like, you go out there and have fun with it. Where this guy, he's got these boys amped up, and the thing that's different from the Sheldon Keefe Leafs team, Zachary, is yes, are they still playing with all the skill like they did prior to? Yes, but the difference is a lot of them got some grit now. And even Matthews, I'm seeing throwing his body out there and giving his all, whereas initially we didn't see that from every player on Leafs. Now, I'm interested to know. Now, we know that Ryan Reeves was a scratch. Do you think there's a chance he only plays game 2 to give Sam Bennett a piece of his medicine, or someone on the Panthers a piece?
He's gonna get in one of these games. You know what though?
Them up.
I will say this. We'll just talk about the Leafs here real because they're the only team that's played so far in the second round. So, in saying that, I think when we did the show last Tuesday, Florida had already beaten Tampa Bay. But if you don't know that, Florida takes on Tampa in 5, very dominant fashion. So Toronto, Florida. Leafs take down Florida in game 1. Very entertaining game. Hot start for the Maple Leafs. But as me and Robbie were talking to, scary situation late in the second period as Sam Bennett is trying to drive the net, it looks like, from the side, and he kind of extends his elbow into the face. Honestly, kind of looked a little bit harmless. But Robbie, I don't know if you saw it, about maybe 5 minutes before that, Sam Reinhart absolutely wired a shot right off Stolars's head. And that is where the concussion happened. You can see him he does an immediate shake, like, holy fuck, that rocked him pretty good. Stayed in the game, took one more little bump, and then that was it. He was puking on the side. And then actually news came out that he unfortunately had to be taken out on a stretcher in the third period of that game. So obviously we hope nothing for the best for Stolars. Selfishly, because I want him back in the Leafs, but personally because I want him to be all right. But this team is just a way better team with him back in the net. Joseph Wall came in and looked shaky, albeit the guy comes into a pretty big pressure situation. Hasn't played in like a month probably, or but wasn't
best that he could.
But he had.
But he can't be playing so far back to the line.
He's too small. Like.
But like even the commentator said, he doesn't have enough instinctive reaction with how deep he's playing into the net. He's got to come out more and assert himself. It was almost like he was like way too conservative with the 4-1 lead.
We just want to take this moment to salute you.
Scuba.
We want to salute to our favorite corrections officer, Scuba Steve.
CO Steve, baby.
Gotta tell you, I'm starting to dig Steve with the no beard. No,
I told him. I said he looks handsome now with it. I said it looks weird when you first got it because I had to adjust myself. But now that I've adjusted myself, I'm liking the look.
So when I got my hair cut last Tuesday, I asked the barber. I said, "Listen, I need this little bit of scruff I have on my face. So I'm going to the concert. I don't want to get ID'd." So he made it work. Not to mention, too, I look like a grown-ass man. I look like a 12-year-old boy. Now, so Friday comes. Do you think I got ID'd?
Yes.
Every fucking stand that I went to, they ID'd me.
I haven't been ID'd in like at least 6 years.
Kane Brown, phenomenal job. Where's my ID when you need him? Kane Brown was fucking awesome. I am.
All right. Well, enough of that bullshit.
Hey!
Robbie, like we just said, Leafs take game one. Hopefully Stolarz is better. I would be genuinely worried if Joseph Woll was our option. Not to say Joseph Woll is not a great goaltender, but just the way this team was rallying with Stolarz as their netminder, it was like they knew that they had that safety blanket. And I feel like bringing in the backup goalie, and then not to mention Joseph Woll has injury problems as well too. And if he gets fucking injured and Dennis Hildeby or whatever if that long-haired Finnish fuck gets into this goddamn series, I am turning it off. I don't even know if he's Finnish, but he has a Finnish look to him.
Oh, there's a lot of serious plays that Sam Bennett did in game one.
Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, and Matthew Tkachuk are three of the biggest rat fucks in the NHL, but they're also three guys you would love to have on your team. Perfect playoff hockey players, but just absolute pieces of garbage.
Here's Sam Bennett in game one for those watching on Twitch and YouTube. You can see some of these hits here that were all assessed as.
Refs are going to put their whistles away, but there's the cross check by Bennett to the side of the ear of Bunting. Power play.
Well, this is old Bennett.
Ears, excuse me. Yeah. Well, that's him and Marchand. Look at that.
Yeah, he threw an elbow at Marchand's face. Teammates now.
No, well, at least we have the Stolarz. Here's the Stolarz.
Sampled by the concussion spotter.
So, Robbie, originally that's what I thought too. I thought the concussion spotter was what pulled him. Did not pull him. He pulled himself. So we have to assume concussion, but I think that we have greased up our Leafs enough. It is a long series. Getting game one of Jesus fucking Christ. Do you hear this guy down here?
Yes.
Jesus fuck.
That's what you think.
Yeah, there's the wire shot that I think caused. Oh yeah. Right in the fucking nose. That's a concussion causer right there. That'll vibrate your whole brain.
Yeah, I've been hearing that noise before it even went live. I was wondering what the fuck that was. What's the guy doing?
It sounds like he's just revving his engine down there. But I got to get a new filter for my air conditioning machine, so I don't really want to turn it on right now. So I have all the doors and windows open because it's beautiful here right now. But Robbie, I'm going to leave it with this. Leafs, great win in game one. Game two goes Wednesday. Game three Friday. Game four Sunday. You bet your ass, folks. Go Leafs, go. I'm expecting them to come out strong and come out hard for the home. Sorry, before we go on to this. If you are a man going to Scotiabank Arena to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs play in the playoffs and you're wearing a suit and you're sitting down in the fucking section, the platinum section, don't fucking go to the game. Give your ticket to someone. We're going to get into the Winnipeg Jets in a little bit here. Be more like that crowd. That crowd is unfucking believable. Our Toronto crowds are pathetic, and it's just like, how do you ever expect a team to rally and win a cup with fucking an absolute snooze fest of a crowd going on every single playoff game, Robbie? That's all I'm going to say about the Leafs, but I'm going to give you, what do you got to say as little final thoughts on our Toronto Maple Leafs?
I completely agree with you because I don't know what it is with our fan base with these suit guys that really just show no sort of energy or whatsoever. I mean, the Yankee Stadium, they have the same issue behind home plate. It's a bunch of suit guys, but they're into the game. They're into it. They're rooting for this team. They're not sitting throughout the entirety of the game. The second it comes that moment where you got to get the crowd going, and, everyone's on all their feet, but it seems like this Toronto fucking suit fucking crowd, it's just disgusting. It's nauseating. Not to mention, too, they kind of do it to themselves. And a lot of these teams do it, because I saw that Game 3 at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks, the cheapest ticket all the way at the top is $530. I mean, if you're the NHL, you're the NBA, you're the MLB, you're the minus the Super Bowl for the NFL, because that's obvious. But it's like, how do you not look at this and be like, how can the casual middle American fan or middle-level Canadian fan afford these tickets when they're skyrocketing? Instead, you got all these privileged fucks kind of just like, look at us. Hey.
Yeah, they probably don't even pay for the seats. It's all company seats. They're there doing like business deals. It seems like it's
do a better job of this bullshit, honestly.
The only problem with that is they'll never be able to, because that arena is 100% corporate. And like the whole platinum section isn't even, it's owned by companies and the organizations that just give their tickets away to customers that probably don't even know who fucking Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner are.
It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. Go Leafs.
But go Leafs, go, baby. But Robbie, we got to get into these. So I obviously mentioned already Florida taking down the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Battle of Florida.
Lawyer for one of the 2018 Canada World Junior players charged with sexual assault blames woman. I just got an ESPN update about that.
Yeah, that whole case is going on right now, and I mean they're saying some of the text messages that came out, and boy oh boy, it ain't looking good for those boys. But yeah, we do politics on this show. But Robbie, keeping it in the East, the other two series that I believe kicks off tonight: Carolina taking down New Jersey Devils, and the Capitals taking down the feisty Canadians. Yeah. That's going to be a good series, Carolina-Washington. That's going to be a bit of a doozy.
Metropolitan, buddy.
Yep.
It's like we got Atlantic versus Atlantic.
Well, that's the fucking way it's always going to happen, because these stupid playoffs always do it, though. I guess there's a chance it could be different with the wild cards, but yeah, this is going to be two great rounds in the East here, Robbie. I'm not too sure who's going to win between Washington and Carolina. They're two very even teams, in my opinion.
I think Carolina's going to edge them out.
You know what? Carolina has made it to
the East. Can Logan Thompson be playing at this fucking level that wasn't expected?
Is he back? Because I know he got injured.
I don't know.
So keep your eye on that. I believe that series kicks off tonight, Robbie, but there's a couple series in the West that we need to discuss, Robbie. Starting off, I counted this team out with no Matthias Ekholm, with basically no goaltender on this team. The Edmonton Oilers find a way to get the job done against LA. Yep. LA, Robbie, I don't know if you saw what happened here. LA should have swept the Oilers. Like, they dominated the first four games, like absolute no tomorrow.
Right.
And then they had one fucking thing where Edmonton got a goal to tie the game up, and it was clearly a goal. No chance it's not a goal. And the retard that's coaching this Los Angeles Kings team does a coach's challenge. Everyone in the booth is just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Obviously, they lose a coaching challenge, and then you give Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl a chance in the power play, and they're going to make you pay for it. Edmonton reels off 4 straight wins. The Oilers take down the Kings 4-2 in 6 games. Edmonton moving on to face the Vegas Golden Knights, who made work out of the Minnesota Wild in 6 games. Wild were a feisty team, but nonetheless, the skill power of Vegas was done too much for the Minnesota Wild. Now we got Vegas Edmonton here, Robbie, in the second round, and I'm going to say this right now. It is baffling to me that we are in, I believe, year 10 of Connor McDavid on the Edmonton Oilers, and your two options in net are Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard.
What was it last year? 2 years ago was Jack Campbell?
Robbie, I just do not understand. If I'm Connor McDavid, if he doesn't get it done this year, I'm going into that fucking room and I'm saying, I'm not requesting a trade, but if you don't figure out this fucking goalie situation, I'm not fucking re-signing back here. I'm not doing this to myself. I want to win a cup, and clearly you guys don't want to win a cup because you have two of the best hockey players playing hockey right now. One of them is the best hockey player playing hockey right now. And you have two fringe backup goalies, basically I'm going to call them, as your starting goalies in the playoffs here. Calvin Pickard is a horrible goaltender, Robbie, and he's who's playing right now because Stuart Skinner couldn't stop a fucking beach ball.
Well, I mean, for the past couple of years, I mean, I've been saying that they have elite offense, but the problem has always been defense and goalie. You know, it's been a problem throughout his whole tenure over there in Edmonton. But at the same time, too, you know, if you want to have the best player in hockey and the next top 5 or top 10 player with Draisaitl, it's going to cost you money and it's going to affect the defense and the goaltending. And they tried with Jack Campbell. It didn't work out. It's like guys they bring in, it just doesn't work. So they got to hope for some homegrown talent to eventually elevate into the NHL, which it hasn't happened during McDavid's tenure.
No, it has not, Robbie. But like I said, they got a very tough matchup coming up here. Vegas takes down Minnesota, and we would be remiss to say, especially me, as a fan of a Pittsburgh Penguin team growing up, Marc-Andre Fleury, Robbie, has played his last game in the NHL, finishes second in all-time wins. I mean, in my opinion, actually not my opinion, a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. Yep. He was the first overall pick in what a lot of people call the greatest NHL draft in the history of the drafts in 2003. It was just absolutely loaded with talent. Still, actually, in 2003, Robbie, that's 22 years ago, Ryan Suter is still playing in this NHL under contract. So he's the last remaining player from that draft. Actually, Corey Perry might have been in that draft, too.
There's one player left in that draft I saw.
One player?
Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but there's one.
Maybe it wasn't Corey Perry then. Maybe that was the Corey Perry the year after. But nonetheless, still, Marc-Andre Fleury, great career. However, Robbie, we will get to see him play hockey, or at least I will, because I'm sure you won't be watching, for one more tournament, because you know what the World Championships is? Like when the teams don't make the playoffs or get eliminated in the first.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've seen what's happening with Team Canada on that. We're just going to get off topic here for real quick. But Sidney Crosby, I believe, and also, I don't know if Nathan McKinnon is confirmed, but apparently Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, and Marc-Andre Fleury are going to play for that team, which you never see that happen.
Yeah.
So what I think is going to happen with that is that's going to opt better guys from the U.S. team to go as well, and I think we're going to have a fucking hell of a World Championships this year. Nonetheless, let's keep it in the playoffs here, though. Vegas, Edmonton, Robbie. It's a toss-up with the goaltending going on in Edmonton, though. I'm going to have to give it to Vegas.
See, I don't know, though, because you know what? I mean, ever since they brought in Mr. Knoblauch as their head coach, it's been a different Edmonton Oilers team. Yeah, they have a hard time winning games 1 and 2, but like they how much longer can they continue to do this where they bounce back and win, you know, the next 4 out of 4, 4 out of 5? I think it could be sustainable. And, you know, it's hard to go against the best hockey player in the world when they took Florida to 7 games last year and they almost won it all. I mean, I'm going to continue to go with Edmonton.
Well, it's going to be a hell of a series, Robbie, but this next series, the way these two teams got here.
Yeah.
But before I get into this, folks, in the history of the NHL in Game 7s, there had been 3 teams that have come back with a 2-goal deficit starting the third period. So down 2 goals starting the third period in Game 7. There was 3 teams that were able to come back and win. The last one, I believe, to do it before this weekend was the Boston Bruins against our Toronto Maple Leafs in 2014.
Yep.
Like I said, folks, it's happened 3 times. It has happened since 2014. It fucking happened twice this weekend. It happened Saturday night, Game 7, Dallas and Colorado. Unbelievable Mikko Rantanen revenge game against his former team. Mikko Rantanen, people were talking shit about this guy the first 4 games of the series, Robbie. He's not there. He's not playing great. Mikko Rantanen heard what all you pussies had to say, and he went out and dropped 11 points in the next 3 games with back-to-back 4-point games that came in periods. He got a 4-point second period in the Game 6 and a 4-point third period to go with a hat trick in Game 7 against his former team, the Colorado Avalanche, to send them and their shit packing. Dallas Stars with no Jason Robertson, no Miro Heiskanen against a full, healthy Colorado Avalanche team. Get the job done in 7 in what probably the best series of the first round, Robbie.
But like, what are they going to do in terms of Colorado? I mean, the Mikko Rantanen thing kind of fucked them over, and it's just kind of poetic justice that he ended them in Game 7.
Yeah.
Make a coaching change? Is there a front office change? Like, do you think they'll be?
I don't know. I don't know if you heard Nathan McKinnon's comments after they got eliminated, but he basically said the same thing. They asked him, "Where do you guys go from here?" And he's like, "Well, we just lost to a fucking team that didn't have their best forward or best defenseman. So to be honest with you, I don't really know where we go from here." Yeah. So obviously that's just pure frustration, but he does make a very good point, Robbie.
But sometimes your frustration quotes out of your best player, the ones that matter the most.
And I'm going to tell you one thing right now, Robbie. Dallas Stars might win the Stanley Cup this year. If they get those 2 guys back, they are unfucking real. The way they're playing right now is...
Moment to salute you.
Bobby. Thank you, Mr. Bob.
I want you to say thank you to him.
But the way they're playing right now, dude, they are a scary team. And they're going to be going up against the Winnipeg Jets, Robbie. But before I get into that Winnipeg Jets game, I'll give you a second to say some things if you want to discuss anything. I don't know if you probably didn't watch too much of the Stars Avs things, but obviously you know the storyline of it.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch really much of any of it. But if I'm correct, the head coach for the Stars is undefeated in Game 7s, and the head coach for the Avalanche is unwinning. Not a single win in Game 7.
Yeah. So that's also we got to break that down. I believe now Colorado has lost it as a team 6 or 7 straight Game 7s now.
They're like
their coach is now 0-for-5 in Game 7s as a head coach, where Pete DeBoer, the head coach of the Dallas Stars, is now 9-0 in Game 7s. He is Mr. Game 7.
Money line Dallas.
Jesus Christ. But, Robbie, they're going to be facing off.
A couple things you can lock in, Zachary. Him winning Game 7, money line. Cody Bellinger to hit a home run on 420. Tyler O'Neill to hit home runs on opening day. Those are your 3 mortal locks every single year. Don't fuck it up. Don't forget it.
Well, damn right. You folks heard it right there. And if someone dies, Nick Castellanos to hit a home run. And
he didn't hit a home run. And, dude, that next morning, he was a plus 750. And then he dropped to like a plus 5 something. And then I made Matty D make a bet, and he was a plus 300. Everybody was betting on Castellanos hit a home run. He didn't. Do you know how much money Vegas probably made that day, dude?
They probably saw the Pope die, and they're just like, yes.
Yes. They relayed it from it. Nick, we're going to give you 20% profit if you purposely do not hit a home run.
Don't crack one here, bud. We have a cajillion dollars wagered on you to hit a home run here.
Everyone is counting on you. 20% profit is going to be more than your MLB total salary. Don't do it.
Oh, excuse me, folks.
And he proceeded not to.
No, damn right he did not. But, Robbie,
There'll be something like some stupid, dumb tragedy, like a bear got hit by a semi-truck in fucking Montana, and it's just absolutely horrific. And Castellanos hits a home run.
And Castellanos down to the left field, and it's gone. Home run, Nick Castellanos. But, Mr. Robert, the Dallas Stars will be going up against the President Trophy winning Winnipeg Jets, and boy, oh boy, do the Jets come close to getting eliminated by the feisty St. Louis Blues. I actually thought the Blues would take the Jets down, Robbie, just from having that very hot streak to end the season. Jets star player Mark Scheifele goes down in Game 5, unavailable for Game 6 and Game 7. Winnipeg Jets down 3-1 with just under 2 minutes left. Pop one in to make it a 1-goal game, Robbie. And then with 1.6 seconds left on the clock, Cole Perfetti tips home his second goal of the game to tie the game up 3-3. We're going to overtime. And in double overtime, the captain, Adam Lowry, tips home the shot in front of the net to send Winnipeg off to the second round and send the St. Louis Blues packing. The one thing I will take from this series, Robbie, Connor Hellebuyck got pulled in all 3 road games. This is a man who has a chance of winning the MVP this year in the league, a guaranteed Vezina winner this year, sucks a fat hog when it comes to playoffs. So they need him to get his head out of his fucking ass if they want to even stand a chance against this Dallas Star team. Otherwise, if he's getting pulled against St. Louis Blues, this star-powered Dallas Star team at home in Dallas is going to literally bend him over and fuck him raw, Robert. That's what they're going to do. So he's got to pick it up if they want to have a chance here, Robbie, but that's going to be a hell of a series. 2 top juggernaut teams in Dallas and Winnipeg going head-to-head. And that right there is a little playoff breakdown, Robbie. We do have a little bit of news in hockey before we move on. New York Rangers head coaching position did not stay vacant for very long, Robbie. They hire Mike Sullivan, longtime Pittsburgh Penguins head coach, won back-to-back cups with the Pens in 16 and 17. You knew Mike Sullivan wasn't going to be on the market for long. I think when he got fired, the Rangers popped the most incredible boner. Sullivan's a great coach. He gets a lot out of his players. It was time for a change in Pittsburgh. And the man got paid, Robbie. Like, NHL head coaches don't make that much money. I think he's making $7 or $8 million a year as a head coach, that's impressive.
Now, do you think he's going to be able to work with, what the Rangers have? Do you think there's going to be significant changes that they need to make? I mean, a lot of guys have really gone down the shit in there. Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider. I mean, what can we expect?
Well, I think a lot of the times when those guys are playing like shit, Robbie, it's partly like obviously they're in their own head, and then it's also like an attitude thing. Like, you know, like maybe they're not agreeing with what the coach is doing or what the coach wants them to do. So I think getting a new system and a new offensive view and defensive view in there and Mike Sullivan, I think that could kind of light a little fire under this team's ass. They got star power, Robbie. They got guys like Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, Adam Fox. They have one of the best goalies in the league in Shesterkin.
Yep.
So this team has all the pieces. Maybe they were just a head coach away. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens next year. But, Robbie, I would like to keep it in New York. And I'm actually a little bit upset that our pal Ryan is not in here right now. Give him a call and tell him to get in here.
All right,
Actually, give him a call and let's get his I want to get his reaction. So, as Robbie is calling Ryan, last night was the NHL draft lottery, folks. They did this draft lottery in one of the most dumbest ways I've ever seen in my life. I was so confused watching it the entire time, but they kept pulling these lottery balls, and I guess every team had 4 balls that you had to get the corresponding numbers for that team to get first overall pick. So the New York Islanders finished in 10th last, so they had the 10th best chance of getting first overall pick, Robbie, and it is by far the biggest jump to first overall I have ever seen in my life. The New York Islanders jump all the way from 10th to first overall in this next year's draft, Robbie, followed by San Jose, followed by Chicago, and then Utah making a massive jump as well from 14th overall to 4th, Robbie. I tell you why that is so big in this draft. The normally in the NHL draft, there's 1 or 2 guys that are elite level players, and then there's a bunch of very good players. Yep. But the top 2, this draft has 4 guys that are absolutely elite. They're probably going to end up with this kid James Haggins, who's a kid. He's an American hockey player. This kid was a projected first overall pick for like a solid year straight. Like, he is absolutely disgusting. I guess he didn't have the greatest year this year, so he's dropped down to 4th overall. But regardless, you're going to get a superstar here at 4th overall. So massive jump up for Utah. A very successful draft lottery for teams like Utah and New York Islanders. Not a very good draft lottery for the Boston Bruins. I believe they dropped down 3 spots. Pittsburgh drops down 2 spots. So a couple teams getting shafted, but it did make for some excitement.
From what I'm seeing here, I can't really see the 10th. I see 8 and up. So 8th, I see Anaheim. 7, I see Buffalo. 6, Seattle. 5, Boston. 4, Philly. 3, no, that must be last year's.
Yeah.
They fucked up then here, ESPN. Oh, here we go. I have the whole list right here.
Here we go.
If it'll load up here on Twitter or X. Okay, here we go. The results go as follows from 16 and up. 16 and up. At 16, we have Montreal, Vancouver
Canucks,
the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Red Wings, the Rangers, the Pittsburgh Penguins. And at 10, we have the Ducks, Buffalo, Seattle, Boston, Philly, Nashville, Utah, Chicago, San Jose, New York Islanders. And Zach, I mean, we talked about it in the group chat too. It's not like the Islanders were great, but it wasn't like they were bad. I mean, they were in the hunt for the final wild card slot until the last 2 weeks of the season. I mean, this one draft pick completely changed the culture of the franchise. And with them moving on from Lou, what the fuck's the fuck's last name?
Lamoriello.
I mean, it's going to be a whole different culture because these guys are going to get to be men. They're not going to have the same policy as the Yankees where, you can't have any facial hair. I mean, they're going to be able to be free, be themselves. And it's going to be a whole different culture over there in Staten Island or Long Island, wherever the fuck they play. And we'll see what happens with the New York Islanders.
Well, definitely, they were not expecting to get first overall, Robbie. That is a guarantee. But at the end of the day, that's why it's a draft lottery, right?
I love it. You know why I love it? Because, you could tell the teams that tank. I mean, including the NBA. I mean, my Brooklyn Nets were tanking for the majority of the season. They just had a coach that always wanted to win. And this is the way that it should be because those who tank get reward. I mean, do you know why the Houston Astros were so dominant for those couple seasons they won the World Series Act? Because they continuously tanked. So they were able to bring in guys like George Springer. They already had Altuve. So they were able to bring in George Springer, Bregman, Carlos Correa. They made a great trade for Yordan Alvarez in the end.
Yeah.
That is how they, in baseball can get away with getting the number one pick. But nowadays, it's baseball's the same thing. It's a lottery. You can't reward these things for purposely failing.
So what I like, and this could be a hot take, Robbie, but the Professional Women's Hockey League actually has a pretty cool way to determine their first overall pick.
Okay.
So they do it this way. When you get mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, that basically starts a new season for you. So say there's Toronto and Calgary, and Toronto gets eliminated from the playoffs in the 68th game. So they have 14 games left? They now start that last 14 games as like a new season to get the most amount of points, and whichever team after getting eliminated from the playoffs gets the most points is rewarded with first overall pick. So like even if you're a shit team, you still have to play out the rest of the season. You can't just calf off and be a shit team. It's funky, but it's kind of a smart idea.
Yeah, good luck trying to do that with the NBA though.
No. Robbie, speaking of the NBA, what do you say we get in there, sir?
Completely mishit a button.
For three.
It's the NBA on the Sports Cave.
And Zachary, before we continue, I just want to remind everybody we are down to almost the damn near end of the NBA on TNT, as you will hear that song ever so long before they make the move to NBC. And Zach, it's getting more depressing as we go on, because to not hear Charles Barkley, Kenny, and Shaq just being a bunch of goofballs, and I don't know what they're going to translate over there with Amazon and NBC, but you could have took away ESPN. It would have been okay, because ESPN's kind of fucked it all up. They got rid of fucking Mark Jackson, who was fucking funny. Him and Jeff Van Gundy worked together amazingly. Mike Breen was awesome. JJ Redick was great, and now he's got a head coaching opportunity. I mean, Richard Jefferson is phenomenal. But outside of that, I mean, there is literally nothing going for ESPN NBA coverage. NBC, I don't know what they have in store. I believe Reggie Miller is going to continue on over with NBC, but not here, Kevin. I mean, Kevin Harlan's commentary. I hope I can find some clips and you hear his commentary, because what's more legendary? Mike Breen going bang, or Kevin Harlan going good?
I like the bang myself.
I'm a big Kevin Harlan guy, so good.
Robbie, I think we need to give ourselves a pat on the back here.
Do we?
Well, I don't want to call us a Nostradamus, but you called the Rookie of the Year at the beginning of the season, and it has been confirmed. I have gotten the Coach of the Year call correct, Robbie. And boy, oh boy, do I wish I would have wagered some cash on that.
Yeah, me too, because Stephon Castle had like the 5th best odds, and Kenny Atkinson was right around the same range. So Stephon Castle, I don't know if we broke it down last week. I'm pretty sure we did. The latest UConn player to win Rookie of the Year since Emeka Okafor back in, I think, 05 or 06. And as Zach just alluded to, former Brooklyn Nets head coach Kenny Atkinson, first job since getting fired by the Brooklyn Nets, immediately wins Coach of the Year. And Zachary, you could have told me that I would gone to Kenny Atkinson. You could have told me went to JB Bickerstaff with the Detroit Pistons. You could have told me went with OKC's head coach. I would have been fine either way. But in the end, unbiasedly, I mean, this guy elevated this team even more from where they were at last season. I think it was clear-cut Kenny Atkinson's award to win all day.
Yes, sir. And Marcus, welcome, brother. How are you doing there, sir? Robbie, let's get into some NBA playoffs here. How does that sound? You want to lead the ship on this one?
Let me load up the. Well, before we do that,
yeah.
There's the legend, folks. You know, we've been kind of discussing it throughout the season back in November, and it's official. The legendary head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich, is going to translate into being president of team operations for the San Antonio Spurs. Therefore,
he's transitioning
as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. I don't know if you saw a chance with him at his presser, Zach, but he just isn't like very functional. Like, I mean, he is, but like not nearly what he used to be after these strokes, and you could just tell it's evident, and it's sad. Yeah,
I mean, you know what? It's obviously sad with a stroke. The guy he's getting up there in age. So as sad as this to say, I think it was time for a change to be had. I mean, we're talking about a very young very vibrant and very, I mean, a lot of good things ahead for the San Antonio Spurs team if it all works out for them. So I think it's time to bring in some fresh air. Obviously not the circumstances that you want to bring in fresh air, but at the end of the day, you can't change what happened, and it's good to see that he's still able to maintain a role with the Spurs.
Here's a video of himself saying he's no longer coach.
I want to make sure everybody understands what the new job is. I'm no longer a coach. I'm El Jefe.
Oh, jeez. How old is he, man? Like, I know he just had the thing, too, but Jesus, he looks bad.
Yeah, you can tell he's definitely not all the way there. I can find it. Alexa, how old is Greg Popovich?
I'm going to say 72.
76.
Jesus, fuck me to tears. Well,
yeah, dude, it's sad. When you think of Greg Popovich, you obviously think about the legendary coach that could just develop anybody into acceptable, if not great basketball players. I mean, he developed Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. I'll throw Kawhi Leonard in there. Patty Mills. There's just like so many.
Tim Duncan.
Who?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan was already an established basketball player before.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah.
So was David Robertson. But that guy, to me, the reason why he's my greatest coach of all time over Phil Jackson is, Phil Jackson came in when Michael Jordan was developed and Scottie Pippen was developing, when Dennis Rodman was developed. He went to the Lakers when Shaq was developed and Kobe was learning. And then he came back when Kobe was developed and Pau Gasol was developed. Greg Popovich literally had a system going for decades with his own draft assets. He didn't jump team to team. He's been loyal to San Antonio. And the only thing I think they need to get on immediately, Zach, with his health scares, get that statue up of him now. Let him be in attendance for that. And a lot of people are saying, well, why does he just step away from basketball? Why does he just retire? Just leave the game. Well, let's not forget his wife died a couple years ago. So, when you're retired, you don't have your beloved lover with you. Then what do you really have to do?
And you got to think, this is his life. Like, I mean, it's not like the guy, this is all he knows. So I could see why he's going to stay within it, but it's just a matter, I guess, of how long is it going to last. Because, yeah, he unfortunately looks like he's deteriorating quite fast.
Greg Popovich, 29 seasons, 5 championships, 1,422 wins, the most of all time. Congratulations to a phenomenal career.
And, like, I mean, I'm newer to basketball. Did he ever have a bad, like, it seems like his teams were just always Nazis. And I'm not saying, like,
until the end of his, coaching career, they started to fade off. But no, they were always great.
But they had like a 20-year span where they were a title contender.
Every season. He has a hell of a fucking coaching tree / executive tree. I really got to squint here for this one. All right. Mike Budenholzer, we're familiar with. PJ Carlesimo, if you're not familiar with, I remember he was interim coach for the Brooklyn Nets when they fired Avery Johnson. Joe Prunty, Mike Brown, Brett Brown, former coach for the 76ers. Mike Brown, obviously the Kings, the Cavs, the Lakers, so on and so forth. Jock Vaughn, the former coach for the Brooklyn Nets. Jim Boylan, Ime Udoka, Will Hardy, I believe he's with Utah. I could be completely wrong with that. James Borrego, Mitch Johnson, Becky Hammond with the WNBA. I thought there was a chance that she was going to end up taking over this job, but it doesn't look like it. And then I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I'm just going to ignore him. And then Sean Marks, the general manager for the Brooklyn Nets. And there's probably others and others and others that they don't have listed under the coaching tree of Greg Popovich.
Yeah. Absolute legend.
Zachary? This is what you were alluding to. 18 straight seasons from 1999 to 2000 to 2016, 2017, Zachary. That is a total, I believe, of 18 years. 17 to 18 years. The Spurs, for 17 to 18 straight years, had 50-win seasons. And let's not forget, in 2011, 2012, Zachary, that was a 66-game season with the lockout. They finished 50-16. The best record that they had was in 2015 and 16, 67 and 15 when the Warriors went 73-9 and Kawhi ended up injuring his ankle.
Yeah, definitely had some absolute baller teams. Legend of a head coach, and we wish Pop nothing but the best.
They did name their new head coach, which comes from the tree of San Antonio. What the fuck is going on here? What? I don't want to fucking print nothing. What the hell?
Print it.
No, I ain't printing shit. Spurs hit. And I gotta be careful this because sometimes they'll show Tottenham.
You folks in the chat, while you search that up, what do you guys think about my new
All right.
my new playoff wall here?
Mitch Johnson is the new head coach. Oh, Zach. Dude, watch this, dude. This is just like, you have Tim Duncan and Manu.
Oh, can you stop showing me videos of this guy fucking off? Turn it off. Jesus Christ. Get the guy a walker or something, for fuck's sakes.
Mitch Johnson will take over the head coaching duties. It's a multi-year deal. He was recently named the successor when all this initially happened with Greg Popovich with the health scares. So Mitch Johnson will take over the duties in San Antonio, which I am surprised about. I thought
it seems like there's a lot more like bigger names that were available out there, but
I think they want to keep it amongst the Popovich coaching tree, but we'll see how successful it could be because you saw what happened in New England. 1 year of fucking Gerard with the Bill Belichick tree gone. They're off to new pastures with Mike Vrabel. Although, yes, he did play for Belichick. He was never part of the coaching tree.
Yep.
So we got that with the NBA. Congratulations on a successful head coaching career to Greg Popovich. Kenny Atkinson was coach of the year. Zachary, how about this? I mean, I think we have to recap the first round of the NBA playoffs because I don't think we have a chance to. I want to lead off with this one.
Yep.
They are now officially eliminated, Zachary.
Hold on, you lagged there, I think.
Sure. They were listed as a 3 seed in the West. They lost in 5 games. The Los Angeles Lakers go down in 5 games to Anthony Edwards, and the Minnesota Timberwolves just add another person on to Anthony Edwards' tree. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, who's next? But the end of the day, Zachary, is heading to next season. Once we get to the end of December, LeBron James is going to be 41 years old. The chances of him returning are questionable. We don't know what it is. But Zachary, I ask you this: as a Los Angeles Lakers, do you bring back LeBron?
I mean, it's like one of those things, I guess, that's like that they'll probably feel inclined to have to. But you got Luka now. Like, I don't necessarily know if you don't need him.
But it's not a big free agent market neither this year. It's a big draft class, but it's not anything special with free agents.
I guess it would really depend on the dollar value. Like, obviously, a guy like LeBron's going to want to get the
$60+ million next year.
Yeah, bro. You can't do that. I mean, obviously, the guy still, in my opinion, is a top 25 player in the league, even at his age. But you saw this was kind of the first year you're watching him play, Robbie, where he just looked like he was just gassed in games. You never saw that from LeBron. So if you're seeing that now, what version are you going to see of him next year? I don't know. I think that maybe he was overplayed this year at his age, but he's also 41 years old going into next year. Like, that's an old fucking basketball player. I don't care who you are, you start to feel it.
Yeah, but you're fucking making $60 million, dude.
You battle through. But it's also like LeBron James is a billionaire, is he not?
Close to it, if not, yes.
I mean, is $60 million going to tip the scale for this guy?
I don't know.
I think the Lakers should move on, but I don't think they will.
I'm going to go down to probably 25, maybe. These are the top 25. These are the top 25 free agents from 25 up via hoopshype.com. Number 25, Al Horford. Number 24, Gary Trent Jr. Number 23, Dorian Finney-Smith with the player option. He had a salary of almost $15 million, just a couple thousand below that. 22, Quentin Grimes. He's a restricted free agent, so Philadelphia can match. 21, Moritz Wagner, team option. They'll probably bring him back. 20, Clint Capella. 19, John Collins. It's a player option. He was making $26.5 million this season. 18, Karis LeVert. There's not a lot of big names out here, Zachary. I'm leaning.
Yeah.
Like, even as we're going up, it's pretty much role players. 17, Nikhil Walker-Alexander. A $4 million salary. He'll be an unrestricted free agent. He'll sign probably for a lot more. Bobby Portis, player option. Number 15, Ty Jerome from Cleveland. Number 14, Brook Lopez. They do need a center. The Lakers, I mean, it was clearly evident they need a center, but Brook Lopez isn't the
old, man.
But he's not the one they're looking for neither. He doesn't rebound well. He meshes well with Giannis. 13, Kelly Oubre with the player option. They're not going to bring Kelly Oubre. Number 12, Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a restricted free agent. Brooklyn probably match whatever offer Cam Thomas gets. 11, Santiago Aldama. Who? I mean, he had a pretty good season this year, Zachary. 12.5 points per game, 6.4 rebounds with the Memphis Grizzlies. You have to be fucking shitting me in my asshole. They just fucking completely wiped out this page for some reason. I had to go back and forth.
Oh, there you go.
Number 10, just as we were getting to the top 10. I'm trying to scroll down, you fucking. Number 10, Malik Beasley with Detroit. Number 9, Naz Reid. Naz Reid is going to get a good contract somewhere, dude. He's getting a player option of $13 million. He'll get more than that. I think he's going to make $30 million next year. Naz Reid is actually pretty damn good. He really stepped up big time with Julius Randle's out for that long period season. Number 8, Jonathan Kuminga. It's a restricted free agency. They're talking about $40 million for him. I wouldn't give him 40 though. Number 7, Fred VanVleet. It's a team option. $42 million. They're probably going to move on from that contract. $42 million. Number 6, Josh Giddey. It's a restricted contract. Chicago's going to bring him back. Number 5, Miles Turner. Number 4, Kyrie, player option. He's not going to be able to play next year because of the torn ACL. It's going to be midway through the season. Number 3, Julius Randle. It's a player option. $31 million. Number 2, LeBron, player option. Number 1, James Harden, player option. There's no one out there.
Well, I mean, if you're the Lakers, need a center. I guess Miles Turner's your best bet.
He'll probably go back to Indy. So they probably will end up bringing LeBron back.
Yep.
But here's the thing. So I ask you, in this series, was it J.J. Redick's fault for them losing?
I'm going to be honest. I did not watch any of it.
There was one game where the entire second half, the 5 players that played every second in the second half were Reeves, Luka, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith. Who the fuck was Rui Hachimura? But it's like, what do they have at the bench? They have nothing on the bench. They don't have a center. The second that, and I don't blame Rob Plank. It was the right thing to do. I mean, Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, I'm fucking accepting it every fucking time. You know what I mean? They weren't able to get a deal done for center. Now they have this offseason. I told you, I think there's a very good chance they're going to call up Brooklyn and they're going to get Nicholas Claxton. They'll have their center. But I can't see them being a contender if LeBron can't, I don't think LeBron needs to play 40 minutes anymore with Luka. But the other thing, too, is Luka needs to start getting in better basketball shape and start taking defense seriously.
So that was another thing that I noticed, or at least I saw on Twitter or X, was that this series, not to say that, this series probably gave Nico Harrison, the Mavs GM, just a little bit of a smile because, I mean, obviously we all know about Luka's offensive ability, but, he was just a defensive liability this entire series. It was like the finals for him last year, just getting blown by. He definitely needs to, the guy's got potential to be one of the greatest basketball players that's ever lived. He needs to get his fucking mind into the game.
Well, it's just, I mean, how much was he really locked in after the trade too? You know what I mean? I mean, no one expected that. We all thought that Shams got hacked,
Yeah, but it's also it's not like you're getting traded to Charlotte though. You're at least getting traded to a team that, has a shot at doing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be a little bit of excitement there.
So, the series below that, it took 7 games, but the Golden State Warriors got it done, and it was no thanks to Jimmy Butler. It was no thanks to Steph Curry. Neither one of them. Do you know who the hero was for Game 7, Zachary?
No.
Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield, 12 of 15 from the field, 9 for 11. Pause. From 3, 33 points. Now, Steph Curry did finish with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists on 50% shooting, but Buddy Hield was the hero here, Zachary.
Did you say pause for saying 9 for 11?
Yes. Yes, I did. We have some sick fucks in our comment section. You know this.
I know Buddy Hield went 9-11, but that does not mean what you guys are thinking at home. Okay. Big game for Buddy Hield over there, Robert. Big game for Buddy Hield. Folks, big game for Buddy Hield.
Zachary, you know who didn't have a big game at all in any games of the series?
Draymond Green?
No. I mean, we know what Draymond Green is. He's a defensive menace. Although Draymond did have 16 points, 7 of 15 from the field.
Who we talking about here?
That would be Jalen Green with the Houston Rockets. Jalen Green had a really shitty playoff, Zachary. Not good at all. 9 points, 8 points. Let me see all. Game 1, 7 points. Game 1. Yeah, game 1, 7 points. Game 2, 38 points. Game 3, 9. Game 4, 8. Game 5, 11. Game 6, 12. Game 7, 8. This is supposed to be the future of your franchise. And with performances like this, Zachary, I think it's very evident to me that the Phoenix Suns and Houston Rockets are going to get a trade done. Kevin Durant's going to be a Rocket.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens here, Robbie. But those are obviously game 2 is more so on the lines of what they'd like to be seeing from a future star on their squad. He was the second overall pick.
Second or third, yes. Alexa,
Yeah, so
what pick was Jalen Green in the draft? Number 2.
I thought it was second.
Good job.
So, I mean, obviously you're getting a high pedigree player here, Robbie. He's got to figure it the fuck out and get into it. And they were actually talking about Buddy Hield on Part of My Take.
Yeah.
And they said, like it's like people are surprised to see this with him. It's like, well, if you watch this man play
At
in
Oklahoma.
college, like the guy was a bona fide dog. So you knew he had it in him. It's just you got to get the confidence and the time is got right. And obviously there's a certain amount of luck that goes into it as well too.
Right.
But the stars aligned for him that night, Robbie. And what a better way, or no better game than in Game 7 to get it done. I give the Rockets a lot of credit though. I mean, yes, they were the 2 seed, but that's just a very young,
They need that guy.
inexperienced.
They need that one guy that is the guy. And it was between Sengun and Jalen Green. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was fun.
No, it's all right.
No, because I always fucking do it. I'm sorry. They need that guy. And if you bring in Kevin Durant around all these assets, I think that Houston would be a legitimate problem, even at his age.
That's the thing, though, is what is it? They're going to be a problem for what, a year? Like,
But that one year
mean,
to the championship.
do we think though, if you bring in a guy like Kevin Durant at his age, that's going to catapult them into a championship status?
I think it could.
I don't know, man. That West is so fucking deep and good.
Yes, I know it is, but like, let me look at the roster really quick. Let me just load up the box score here.
And then also you got to think of who's going to have to go
Fred Van
back to Phoenix.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet will be gone. I think he's the only one that's set essentially to leave. So you have Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Sengun, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Steven Adams, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr. So they probably had to move on from Jalen Green. They probably would try to get Freddie back on an acceptable contract because they're going to need that point guard.
I mean, but even with like that team, even bringing in Kevin Durant, I don't know. Like
Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be a tough.
It's not like Kevin Durant can't elevate him. He's going to elevate.
He's
them.
going to make them better, but I still think they're still at least another piece away from being in that sort of status. But hey, I give them credit. They brought this Warriors team to the 7 games. They were down 3-1. They brought it back to a Game 7, winning 2 in a row. And
now, I don't know how many of the Brooklyn picks that they have from the original James Harden train, but maybe they call up Brooklyn and say, what can we get for Cam Johnson or Cam Thomas? Do you know why Cam Thomas is such a great scorer that he is to this day? And I said score because of Kevin Durant. You mesh them two together, they'd be pretty good down there in Houston.
We'll have to wait and see what happens, but it was definitely
there ain't nothing in Phoenix.
Yeah. It was definitely evident though that they're definitely a piece or two away, Robert.
All right, next series, to recap. Took 7 games, but the Nuggets get it done against the Clippers at home. And Zachary,
fucked them up in Game 7.
When you look at the box score, because I got into a debate with somebody in this household. The reason they won this game, it wasn't because of Jokic's 6 of 14 from the field, damn near triple-double. It wasn't because Jamal Murray 7 of 15 from the field, 16 points. It wasn't because of Christian Braun's 8 of 15 from the field. It wasn't because of Aaron Gordon. Russell Westbrook had so many impact plays that don't show up in the box score, Zachary. And I know Steve's going to have the biggest fucking boner.
Yeah. But you know what? Russell Westbrook deserves for you to speak nice things about him because he played like a prime Westbrook in that fucking Game 7.
He did.
Steals. He was all over the place.
I think he was perfect from 3-point range, too. 3-pointers.
Holy.
He was 2 of 4.
That's fine. I mean, pretty good for him.
That is. On the Clipper side, I mean, you had Kawhi doing his thing. Derrick Jones at 17 minutes had 12 points, 5-10 shooting. James Harden, 2 of 8 from the field. Norman Powell, 4 for 11 from the field. I mean, Ben Simmons didn't play because obviously
Ben Simmons.
Yes. But James Harden's got to be the story here, man. I mean, 2 of 8 from the field, 7 points, 13.
Can I give James Harden I'm going to give him a staple. He is Mr. Unclutch. You know, you have Mr. Clutches around the league, but that guy is the most unclutch basketball player to ever lace up a pair of shoes. I mean, when the lights are bright, they blind him, Robbie. And it's crazy because the guy's a great scorer, but it's in these big games, he goes completely flat. That was a shit kicking in Game 7. To end off a great series like that with that sort of an ass kicking was a little bit, underwhelming. But I mean, at the end of the day, the Denver Nuggets get it done, Robbie, and I think with the interim head coach, you know, maybe we were both a little bit surprised. Maybe not surprised because you still got Jamal Murray, you still got Jokic.
I was still surprised,
but I thought the Clippers were going to get it done. And then, but the Nuggets, they got their hands full here in this next series, Rob, with the OKC Thunder. However, we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I think we were able to talk about that last week. Them sweeping Memphis.
Yeah.
So let's go through the West here really quick. So we have Thunder to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are up 1-0 after a game-winning 3-point shot by
great
Eric
game.
Gordon. And then we have the Timberwolves and the Warriors. And I wanted to play this clip for you, Zachary, about the Warriors and Anthony Edwards. This is what they said to them. I believe this is what they said to him if he was available at number 2, which, by the way, they got James Wiseman. Where did that go?
Oh my God. It was crazy because like before he came, I thought I was like working hard. And like when he came, I was going through the drills and he's
talking about Steve Kerr.
Kept stopping him like, that's all you got. That's all you got. And I'm like, bro, I'm going hard as you want me to go. Like, what you want me to do? I'm sweating crazy. He like, man, you got to see Steph and KD and Clay work out. And we went to dinner that night and they still was continuously telling me like, you didn't work hard enough. Like if we had the number 1 pick, we wouldn't take you. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy. So me and my trainer ran home after dinner and we just talking like, bro, we got to pick it up. I don't know how. I don't know what we got to do. Like, but we got to pick it up. And I think after that, man, it's just, I became a madman in the gym. And like, I try to work till I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Well, Steve Kerr has
for
created
sure. He knows. Yeah, he's going to see this in lab because he already knows him, Bob Myers. And it was another guy with him. Yeah, but they all kind of played a huge role in where I am today because they pitched that to me early.
Just going to say Steve Kerr created a fucking monster.
Yeah, he did.
That he's going to have to deal with.
You might have to add Steph Curry to that list with Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
Anthony Edwards should start doing what you ever seen what Myles Garrett does for Halloween?
No.
Where he puts up like a big graveyard in his front yard of all the quarterbacks that he sacked.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So I think Ant-Man's gonna have to start doing something like that of all the goats that he's fucking just kicked the shit out of an NBA playoff series.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens. Zachary, in best of 7, Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry versus Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle. Who's winning that series?
I'm gonna have to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Robbie. I just think Edwards is on another level right now, and it just seems like this man has he's not only just unbelievable basketball, but it just seems like he can get in anyone's head too. You know? He just seems like a real piece of shit out there, and I mean that in the complimentary way.
Yeah.
But the guy he's on another level. I mean, it's tough to go against Curry and them, but you saw Curry in the first round, Robbie. Are we seeing a Steph Curry that we're used to here? Yes, he had a couple good games, but we're not seeing a prime dime Steph Curry anymore. Playoff Jimmy is still playoff Jimmy to a certain degree, but he's also getting a little bit older. And I just think this Timberwolves team is poised to take the next step here, Robert.
I think Houston is a very underrated defensive team that handled their business as it pertained to Steph Curry. And Steph Curry did step up in the absence of Jimmy Butler with that nagging back injury sustained with the Thompson slamming into Jimmy Butler. But the thing that's the difference here is the size. I mean, the Timberwolves have Naz Reid, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. The Warriors, Kevon Looney's coming off the bench. They're going small at the starting line. They're going Curry, Podminsky, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, and I think it was Kuminga's the 5th. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, it's a pretty tiny lineup.
So it's not looking good as it pertains to that for the Warriors. Let me see what their starting lineup was looking like in their last Game 7 here. In Game 7, their starting lineup was Buddy Hield. Yeah. And Jonathan Kuminga only got 7 minutes in the playoffs, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
I think it's a Timberwolves series, Robert.
I think so too, but I want the Warriors to win because I want to see Steph Curry get 5.
I would be. I mean, if he did it at this stage of his career too, that would be a hell of a goddamn add to his legacy.
It sure would be. Now, Zachary, moving on to the other series in the West, we have Aaron Gordon hitting the game-winning 3 against OKC on the road. Zachary, here's the clip of Aaron Gordon drilling the game-winning 3. I believe it's off of a missed free throw by Chet Holmgren.
It rims out. Brown grabs it. 7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon got it. Aaron Gordon with a deep shot. Williams, three-quarter court. No good. The Nuggets steal game 1. That's a winner for Aaron Gordon. 121 to 119.
It's a big damn play right there, Robert. It's a big damn play.
Was the assist by Russell Westbrook? Russell Westbrook receiving a standing ovation. Oh, did he put Chet Holmgren on a poster too, Zachary? Am I just missing out on this right now? It says Aaron Gordon put Chet Holmgren on a poster. Let's see.
Jokic keeps it up high, gets it ahead for Brown. 3-on-2 developing. Gordon,
it
goes down.
Oh my God! From the beginning.
Jokic keeps it up high, gets it ahead for Brown. 3-on-2 developing. Gordon, it goes down.
Great through.
Ow! +1.
Wow.
Welcome to the league, Chet.
Wow. Well, they're up 1-0. Best of 7, Zachary. I don't want to sound biased here because we're ahead 1-0. Do you have the Nuggets or the Thunder?
I'm going Thunder. So, Robbie, I think the Thunder are going to win it all this year, and they're going to have to deal with the adversity along the way. But I think I'm picking the Thunder.
Now, I believe I saw a stat about OKC about their record against the rest of the field. It's not as exciting as the teams that are essentially out. I believe they're pretty damn close to 500, if I saw correctly, but I don't know if I can find the stat on here. Also worth to be known with OKC. Sam Presti has been named Executive of the Year. They finished with a 64-14 record, number 1 in the NBA, so it's definitely deserved for Sam Presti with the job he did this offseason, bringing in people like Isaiah Hartenstein. So congratulations to Sam Presti and OKC. Zach, I'm going to go with OKC as well. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hiccup in game 1, but they're going to bounce back and they'll win the rest of the series.
And I feel like that was a game that was stolen from them, but they had it in their grips or their grasp at certain points. But again, you are facing a championship caliber team in Denver here. You got Nikola Jokic. They are stacked and loaded, so it's not going to be an easy feat for them.
Not by any means. I just want to see if I have it bookmarked, which I don't think I did. Nope, I don't think I did. Wait, more bookmarks. Let me just see if there was the actual stat that I see. Nope, I do not. All right. Well, I don't have that stat. But Zachary, you know what I do have? We have to get over to the eastern side.
Yes, sir.
We went through the Pacers and the Bucks because we saw the whole. Wait, did we? Did we go through the situation? I don't think we did with Tyrese Halliburton.
If we didn't, we might as well just do it again.
I mean, I'm surprised Giannis didn't knock him the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, that was not going to. I give Tyrese Halliburton credit too. I mean, I guess not really credit. You have to go out there and say it afterwards, but you got to give your dad a talking to after something like that.
And I think he did. You can see them. Giannis Halliburton's dad. The Pacers that come out said that Halliburton's dad will no longer be allowed at any playoff games for the remainder of the season. And what we're alluding to here is as Giannis was walking off the court, you can see Halliburton's dad being a little too aggressive, essentially, with them getting freshly eliminated. Going up to Giannis and talking shit. And what else could you possibly said to Giannis to spark a reaction like that out of that for Giannis?
Yeah, the guy's seems like a gentle giant. Plus, Giannis would beat the absolute piss out of Tyrese Halliburton's small little father.
Yeah, Giannis definitely would fucking annihilate him. And I think he has enough respect for Tyrese Halliburton to the reason why he did not do that, essentially. Zachary, I mean, Milwaukee fucked themselves, dude. The second they brought in Doc Rivers, they have not been anything close to the same. And I saw this coming from a mile away, dude.
Yeah, Doc Rivers needs to retire, and it should be a forced retirement, not on his terms. It should be like, hey, buddy, nobody wants you here anymore. You're not a very good head coach.
Yeah, you fucking suck. Get the fuck out of here.
But the Pacers do get the job done, Robbie, and they will be facing the Cavaliers here, and they made not easy work of them, but they got the job done in Game 1, and as you alluded to earlier, Robbie, pretty good chance they're going to take Game 2 with all the injuries the Cavs are dealing with here.
There is. Giannis had a phenomenal series, Zachary. From Game 1 and up, 36, 12, 2 blocks, 34, 18, 70% from the field, 37, 12, and these are all rebounds, by the way, afterwards, 37, 12 on 74%, 28, 15, and 6 assists, 30, 20, and 13 in the overtime loss to the Pacers in Game 5.
Yeah, he played his heart out there, Robbie, and obviously tough news with Dame comes back, gets the injury, so you kind of, the writing was on the wall for him after that, but Giannis did everything he could to extend that series.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of talks about if Giannis gets traded. This has been ever since even when he won the championship. These are the top 6 teams that Giannis is favored to go to if he's not with the Bucks. Number 6, we have the Warriors at plus 700. I don't think that's going to happen now. They brought in Jimmy Butler. Number 5, they have the Magic at plus 600. Number 4, they have OKC. Actually, it's tied for third, essentially. OKC and the Lakers at plus 400. Number 2, the Rockets at plus 300. Number 1, the Brooklyn Nets at even.
Now, but you've voiced your opinion on the trade for Giannis that you wouldn't be necessarily too thrilled about, but...
Well, I saw another thing today, too, that the Nets have come out and openly said that they are not in a long-term rebuild, and if they can build something now, they look forward to doing that. So it sounds like Giannis is probably very... And, like...
A lot of first-rounders.
Anybody wants Giannis. But it's like... Think about what I've gone through as a fan, dude. Think about what I've gone through. If we had prime Kevin Durant and Kyrie in their prime and we could get it done, what makes me think we're going to get it done with Giannis?
You probably won't, Robbie, but
it
would be some excitement to bring in the Greek Freak.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Whatever. Fuck. All right. The other, the Cavs and the Heat we went over. Right now, the Cavs are actually dominating Indiana 32-15, but it's still at the end of the first. The Knicks win in the best of 6 against the Detroit Pistons, Zachary, and the Magic didn't handle their business. They got fucking mollywopped by the Celtics. So the Knicks and the Celtics, Zachary. The Knicks were down by as much as 20 yesterday in Game 1, and they brought it all the way back and took Game 1 in Boston. How serious of a threat are the Knicks to the Celtics, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, that was a gutsy effort from them last night. Jalen Brunson was electric again. I mean, it seemed like Boston was having some shooting troubles there in the fourth quarter. And to be honest with you, that's kind of been like a Boston thing. I know they won last year, but you've seen Tatum and Jaylen Brown kind of look a little sus sometimes in these playoff games, Robbie. You know? Mm-hmm. I think the Knicks are definitely a threat to the Celtics here to take them down in the series, Robbie. I mean, that was a gutsy comeback win. If they're somehow able to steal another game from Boston in Boston and go back being up 2-0, I mean, holy shit. But you know the Celtics are going to be coming out strong, Robbie. They got a very deep lineup. I think they're still going to get the job done, but just wait and see the next game. If Jalen Brunson can just keep this little thing on that he's doing, I mean, you got Karl Anthony Towns. The team is still a great team on paper. Mm-hmm. They're getting the job done in Game 1. It'll be an exciting series here, Robbie. I hope the Knicks take them down. Sorry, Plouffe, but I hope the Knicks take them down.
And the Celtics are actually doing some fucking Bush League tactics, and Plouffe, if he was in here, would be talking shit about it. They were doing hack-a-shack to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson was 3 of 10 from the free throw line, and it's almost like they desperately needed to as well due to the fact that, I mean, I'd argue that yesterday they looked better on the court with Mitchell Robinson than they did with Karl Anthony Towns. And the stats show it with Karl Anthony Towns as a +8 in the plus-minus category to Mitchell Robinson's +13. Mitchell Robinson had 3 points all from the free throw line. The stats in total, Jalen Brunson had 9 of 23 shooting, 5 of 9 from 3, 6 of 7 from line with 29 points. OG Anunoby, the former Toronto Raptor, 10 of 20, 6 of 11 from 3, 29 points. Karl Anthony Towns missed his 1 3-point attempt that he had, 6 of 13 from the field, 14 points, 13 rebounds, no blocks. Mikal Bridges, 51 minutes, 3 of 13 from the field, but he had a big three-pointer in overtime, 8 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds. And when you go to Boston side, before you get to individual stats, let's talk about this one, Zachary. 60. Let me make sure I'm clear on this. 6 0 attempts from 3. How many do you think they made?
15 of them.
You saw the stat.
Yep.
25% from 3. It's the most attempts and misses in an NBA playoff game in history. As we go through the players here, Jaylen Brown, 1 of 10 from 3, 7 of 20 from the field. Derek White, 5 of 16 from 3, 6 of 18 from the field. Drew Holiday, 2 of 7, 7 of 14 from the field. Porzingis, 0 attempts. Jason Tatum, 4 of 15 from 3, 7 of 23 from the field. I mean, Jaylen Brown at least took 3 less shots and had the same amount of points as Tatum. Off the bench, Al Horford, 1 of 5, 2 of 6 from the field. Peyton Pritchard, 2 of 5 from 3, 3 of 6 from the field.
But that's also the thing where it's just like, that's where I'm a little bit worried if I'm a Knicks fan, Robbie.
Yeah.
Because that was a battle to the end, and the Celtics shot like absolute garbage. And you know that that's not going to continue. They're going to break out. So, I mean, obviously they're going to hope for some more shooting performances like that from Boston's end, but I don't see that happening, Robbie.
No, and a lot of times I was watching that game, and they were creating their shots, and they were open. They were just missing. And that could be from, they haven't played in a couple days because they took care of business in 5 games, and it took the next 6, so they might be a little bit rusty.
You never know, Robert. You never know.
That is correct, Zachary.
You never know.
The starting line for the Knicks: Josh Hart played 45 minutes, Jaylen Brown 44, Cat 31, OG Anunoby 46, Mikal Bridges 51. On the Boston side, Jaylen Brown 45 minutes, Derek White 44, Tatum 44, Al Horford 34 off the bench, and then Sam Hauser sustained an injury for the Celtics. His status, as well as Porzingis' status for Game 2, are uncertain.
Boom, boom, boom. Porzingis, man, he never gets injured.
Like I said, the Knicks were down. Yeah, right. The Knicks were down by as much as 20 at the half. They were down by 16. They outscored the Celtics in the third, 30-23, 25-16 in the fourth, and 8-5 in overtime to secure the win. Update: Cavs are up 35-21.
There we go.
Do we have anything else here in the NBA? No, but Zachary, at some point we are going to get an announcement for the most valuable player in the NBA, and it had me thinking. I haven't looked it up. Maybe it's something I look up for next Tuesday. When's the last time a player's won the NBA MVP in the regular season? Has won this the whole thing?
Jesus, you'd have to think maybe I would assume, just from guessing, it would have to be one of the Warrior years with Steph Curry. That'd be my guess. I don't know if they ever won on the years when he won MVP.
I don't know. Jokic pops up in my mind. Maybe he did it.
Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can Google it. Last time.
It's a good fucking thought, isn't it?
An NBA team. Fuck, I can't type. Won a championship the same year.
Oh, I have the answer right here.
Oh, what is it?
Okay. So we have since 2000, it's happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since 2000. You got Steph Curry?
Yes.
He is the most recent one. 2014 and 15, he won the MVP and the championship. Prior to that, 2 straight years of LeBron with Miami, 2012, 2013, 2011, 2012. Before LeBron, 2002, 2003. Take a guess.
2002, 2003?
Yep.
Kobe?
No.
I took a guess.
Tim Duncan.
Oh.
1999, 2000. Take a guess.
Kobe?
Shaq!
Why the fuck? Did you guys watching basketball back then, you fuck?
I can't believe you said Kobe over Shaq, though. Shaq's always bragging about it.
Well, I didn't. Early, I thought I got the MVP that year, and we brought a team down there and we won the title.
That was a pretty good, accurate representation of Shaquille
Thank
O'Neal.
you. My deep black guy voice.
That does it for the NBA. We've been through NFL, or not NFL, NHL, NBA. Now we're going into the NFL.
Sue us, you fat pussies. I fucking dare you. The NFL
I have a lot of water. I did not go to the gym today.
on the Sports Cave.
That only happens, Zachary, when you don't go to the gym because you had 3 hours of sleep from the fucking hockey game.
Yeah, that whoever decided the 8 o'clock start. Before we get into this real quick, Rob, I'm just going to say this. Okay, yes, the NFL draft lottery happened. That thing was done by 7:15. Like, this game could have easily started at 7:30, like the late or earliest. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable. But nonetheless, we're talking football here, Robbie, and I think we got to start off with something that is not necessarily dear to my heart, or near my heart, I rather should say. Definitely not dear to my heart. But because I have to deal with this with a nasty pervert on my team. And the Ravens are doing what the Browns should have thought about, you know.
It's
Maybe
2022, Zachary.
Yep.
6 more days until the draft lottery.
Oh, damn. Well, maybe we should, before we do this, before we end off, we'll do like our little predict. You know what, Robbie? While I'm talking about this, you want to do me a favor? Maybe I can do it for you, actually, when I pass back to you. I'm going to get like a draft lottery simulator, and we're going to do a couple spins here and see what pops up. But, yeah, the Baltimore Ravens, Robbie, moving on from what probably would have been a Hall of Famer in the kicking category. Well, if this comes out that, he ends up getting charged with this stuff, Robbie, I don't think they're going to throw him in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. They threw Ray Lewis in there. Ray Lewis is a murderer.
Yeah, but Ray Lewis was, we're talking about Ray Lewis.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, Justin Tucker released by the Baltimore Ravens, Robbie, in an obvious thing that they had to do.
Justin Tucker's been released.
Jesus Christ. You know what? Bring him in. Bring him into the team. Because who cares? We already have this culture here. And I think that the guy was kicking so bad this year, Robbie, because he just had this in the back of his head, like, I diddled a few masseuses. Now this is going to come out. I'm fucked up. Now that it's come out, all the pressure's off. We could bring in a prime Justin Tucker, man. You know what I mean? Now that this is out of the way, I think the Browns GM.
What if we get an Adam Schefter alert? The Browns have signed Justin Tucker. Oh, man. I don't even know I can show this, but I'm going to show it. I don't know if I can show this, but I'm going to show it.
Oh, Rob, take that off the damn screen for fucking crying out loud. Jesus Christ.
What? It's not a penis. They're fucking doing something.
Yeah, the bitch is churning butter. Draft lottery.
Oh, yeah. The Ravens did end up drafting a kicker, Tyler Loop, who hit a 7-yard field goal with ease in a pre-warm-up game. Justin Tucker has been kind of falling off the last 2 seasons in terms of the kicking. In his
Well, Robbie, probably a lot on his mind, you know?
In his career in Baltimore, 8-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, NFL 2010s All-Decade Team, longest field goal in NFL history inside of a dome in Detroit, 66 yards, highest career field goal percentage in NFL history, minimum 100 attempts at 89.1%, 417 and 468 career field goals. They insist that it is a football decision, but I think we all don't buy into that bullshit. Here is the statement from Executive Vice President
Football decision.
Eric DeCosta with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's his quote. Sometimes football decisions are incredibly difficult, and this is one of those instances. Considering our current roster, we have made the tough decision to release Justin Tucker. Justin created many significant, unforgettable moments in Ravens history. His reliability, focus, drive, resilience, and extraordinary talent made him one of the league's best kickers for over a decade. We are grateful for Justin's many contributions while playing for the Ravens. We sincerely wish him and his family the very best in the next chapter of their lives, which could be in prison.
Ooh, yeah, or somewhere on a massage table. But yeah, I think it's a move that had to be made, Robert. Clearly. Welcome to Cleveland, Justin Tucker. Welcome to Cleveland.
You excited?
Well, I we'll have to wait and see how he is next year, But hey, if we get Justin Tucker playing good, let's see what happens.
I mean, maybe they'll get the old Deshaun Watson if these guys could tell their happy ending stories,
All right, Rob, why don't we move on before we get ourselves into some trouble here? Next and last on our NFL news, Robbie, Abdul Carter, 3rd overall pick to the New York Giants. Me and you are pretty high on this guy. We said probably the best player available in this draft. This man is making a few requests that are a little bit crazy for a rookie to come into the league. Robbie, would you like to take this one over?
Well, the Giants, although they've been really dog shit since their Super Bowl championship last in 2011, they do have some legends. You can't deny that. And some of those legends have numbers that are retired for a reason. Abdul Carter made it known that he wanted, first, Lawrence Taylor's number. Lawrence Taylor said no. He then followed up with, well, I want, I think it was Phil Simms' number, in which Phil Simms said no. And Zach, it's not just an Abdul Carter thing. It's a lot of these kids around that age thinking that the past don't matter and it's time to move on to the next one. And somewhere down the line, and I think essentially the reason why I say this is because I look at what the Yankees have, because the Yankees have fucking 40 retired numbers. Yeah, it's going to become a problem unless we want to start going triple digits on a jersey. I just think that was a very boneheaded request made by Abdul Carter, and definitely could rub fans the wrong way initially, especially the fact that he was also an Eagles fan growing up.
Ooh, the Philadelphia Eagles. I just think it's a little bit ballsy to be coming in here, and I guess it's doesn't hurt to ask, but it's also not the greatest look.
No, it's not. But Zachary, I forgot to put this in the notes, and I feel like I kind of need to for my bias's sake. And I would like to invite the audience, in case you haven't had a chance yet, if you're watching on Twitch and YouTube, to join us on a very beautiful video that takes about 2.5 minutes of your time, Zachary.
With the 232nd pick, New England has selected Julian Edelman, wide receiver from Kent State.
I think the Patriot fans would really enjoy to watch this Edelman, number 11, going back again to catch this punt.
Edelman, as you said, Randy, doesn't waste any time. Head straight ahead. He's in open field right now, and Edelman might take it the distance. No flags that we see, and rookie Julian Edelman's in the end zone.
A grab at the 15 to the 10, sprinting to the 5, diving to the pylon. Touchdown, Patriots!
The throw to the right side, catch made by Edelman, turns to the end zone, and he runs it past the 5. He dives to the end zone. Touchdown, and the lead for the Patriots. Runs to the right. Julian gets outside of the 30. Edelman down the right sideline 40. Edelman to midfield. A blocker to lead the way to the 40 of Denver. Only the pumper to beat to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown. Edelman motions out to the left. Quick throw for Julian, setting up a screen. He's going to look to throw downfield. Amendola wide open. Makes the catch at the 18 in stride. He's gone. Touchdown, Patriots. Under pressure, moves up. Brady fires down the middle, catch by Edelman. He takes a hard hit, stays on his feet, sprints past the 45, and he's collared down inside the 40. Throws for Edelman, touchdown, Patriots! They're back in the lead. And throws down the middle for Edelman, ball's tipped, and Julian diving for it. Did he make the catch? I caught it! No way, look at this. What?
The receiver's hand is under the ball. The ball never hits the ground.
Brady takes a shoulder high snap. 5-man rush. He throws it left. Caught by Edelman with a stutter step. He runs to the far sideline.
Edelman is killing whoever's on it.
Edelman makes the catch on the run. Cuts it right. Tripped up. But he stays at his feet. Angling to the 40. And he's hammered down from behind.
3-time Super Bowl champ. Never thought that'd happen. And I'm getting it without a dream, so it's pretty awesome.
That video is being played because the Patriots have elected Julian Edelman into their team Hall of Fame. And Zachary, I've made the argument for years, and a lot of people really don't understand. This guy deserves to be in the NFL Hall of Fame. All those numbers you saw listed off there in terms of postseason, he is top 3 in nearly every statistical category in the postseason, trailing Jerry Rice for the majority of the part.
Well, I mean, yeah, hell of a career too. To go with a few Super Bowls to add to the resume, I'm
MVP in the Super Bowl.
I'm sure he'll slide his way in there.
But Zachary, when I think of Julian Edelman, this guy literally did whatever it took. This guy was a quarterback out of Kent State, transitioned to wide receiver. He played special teams. He was wide receiver. There was times where he made throws as a wide receiver / quarterback. He played safety. This guy did whatever was needed to help the team and help the cause. And for a 232nd pick, I think he had arguably one of the greatest careers for someone that late in the draft in NFL history.
Yeah, I probably have to agree with you on that one there, sir.
And unfortunately, knee injury in the last year of a season is what ended his career. What could have been even more exciting. There was one game with Cam Newton against Seattle where he had like 170-something receiving yards on 8 catches, and he was nowhere close to done. But he is going into the Patriots Hall of Fame probably this upcoming season, and I miss Brady's because obviously, fucking...
Oh, yes.
Too expensive, but I'll probably try to make Edelman's.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what occurs there, sir.
And that's it for the sports game. We have nothing necessarily to talk about baseball.
Hold on.
Whoa.
We're doing one more. We got to do a
yeah.
draft sim lottery here, Robert.
All right.
Now, are you able to just pull up like any website?
Yeah, that's why I have a laptop.
Okay, well, like on the actual on our screen.
Yes.
Okay, can you go to tankathon.com and then go to NBA and then pull that up, Robbie, and do a little sim lottery for these folks? Probably should have told you to do this earlier. My apologies, sir.
There you go. So what do I NBA mock draft? Or do I hit reset? What do I do?
So pull up your thing and let me see what you're looking at here. Oh, go NBA and then NBA home.
NBA home. Okay.
And then you see in that, yeah. So then you sim lottery, and let's see what happens here, Robert.
All right. How many times do we want to do this?
Let's do it 3 times.
Okay. So this is right now so just in case you folks didn't know, these are the current odds, and that's crazy that the Rockets are going to have the number 9 pick based off of Phoenix. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Let's just go through what everybody has here first, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
So we see that the Rockets have Phoenix's pick. We see that the Kings have Sacramento's. We see that Atlantis goes to San Antonio. Miami's pick goes to OKC, which is the end of the lottery because they made the play-in. So OKC was very close to having a lottery pick. Detroit's goes to Minnesota. Memphis goes to Washington. Milwaukee's goes to Brooklyn. Golden State goes to Miami's. Minnesota's goes to Utah. The Lakers goes to Atlanta. The Clippers goes to OKC as part of the Paul George trade still. Denver goes to Orlando's. The Knicks and the Rockets both go to Brooklyn. Boston has their own. Cleveland's goes to Phoenix, and OKC's pick goes to the Clippers. So as of right now, Ryan the Meatloaf's now calling me. Sorry, Meatloaf, you missed out.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do best of 3 here. So
let's go Toronto.
1.
Ooh, Atlanta back to back.
No, the Spurs would get the first pick.
Oh,
San Antonio.
Damn.
The Rockets would get the second pick.
Hold on. Does that say they moved up 13 picks?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It happened last year with Atlanta, dude.
Yeah.
That's 1. Number 2.
Oh! Raptors!
And then my Brooklyn Nets would be at 7. All right, for the third and final time. Damn.
Ooh.
Fucking range.
That's the worst one we've seen so far. Charlotte gets first overall. Nobody wants that.
Philly would get second, dude.
Fuck that.
Ooh.
That gotta be pretty bad.
That would be bad. They would have Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid, and probably like Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper. I mean, this is a very good NBA draft upcoming, Zachary.
That's why I hope the Raptors get lucky, Robert. The Raptors get lucky.
The Nets had Cooper Flag and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think I'd cream myself.
Well, why don't you go cream yourself now, sir, because I think that is it for these fine folks here tonight, listening live in the Sports Cave.
Sounds good, sister. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back live here on next Tuesday. Before I give Zach the helm here. Oh, Leafs go! Zachary, take us on away.
Go! Leafs! Go! Take those fucking pussies from Florida down, boys. We will see you folks next Tuesday on the Sports Cave. And stay sexy, Sports Cave. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. And I'm not going to say fuck you, Bob, this time.